All right, very quick video. Then Cappy's got to go because I got to get ready for a flight. This is not a hot take. This is it has all the makings. I rarely talk about current events because I don't care about the news and all that. And I don't get on the train and get those clicks and likes that it has nothing to do with this. But the thing with Rogan, a couple of people ask, "Oh, well, you see what happened to Rogan?" I'm like, I really don't see it. It's kind of a great filter I have. I don't watch any news. And if it's very relevant, if it's worthwhile, it kind of pierces through that. And either some friends of mine tell me, or it's just so prominent in me. I'll see it if I log out of an email or I go on the air or something. So Rogan used the N word in contextual context. He had a controversial guest on as it pertains to the disease. People go digging in his past, find him using the N word. And cancel culture comes down. Now, I had two main things, but my first question, which isn't, we're all going to get Joe Rogan, just to maybe give a little bit of advice if him or anyone else out there, are you bigger than the media? Like, because that's how I looked at it. And this is what happened to me. I wrote that article about how I'm not going to see Mad Max, the new one, because they're selling it as a feminist movie. I made international headlines, not, below the fold section B, page 5. Like, I was the hated guy that day. Like the guy, the dentist who shot Cecil the Lion, the name of who we can't even remember. Remember how much he was hated that day? Yeah, I was that guy, 5 years before that. Now it's Joe Rogan's turn. But one thing I never heard people like, "Are you all right? Are you all right?" And I said, whoa. Who's writing these articles? They said, well, the gossip columns. Essentially, that's what it was. Or, whatever, the New York Times or the Star Tribune. I'm like, oh, so a bunch of leftist nobody and has been in an outdated industry? And even then, I was nothing anywhere compared to Joe Rogan. But I knew enough that I'm like, oh, you have to understand how outdated the media is, whether it's digital or not, it doesn't matter. These people are outdated. They're just trying to make their grab and dash. They're just trying to make their money. They're trying to get any kind of saucy drama. And I looked at it and I said, I think it was BuzzFeed. Are they around? I don't. Vice magazine, like, oh, look at this. Oh, I even looked up two of the kids that did a video about me. And of course, they're unemployed and they're nobodies. All right. And that was one question. If Joe was here, I'd say, what do you care? Like, isn't the whole premise of your show to give a big old finger to the mainstream media, digital or print? Ooh, CNN writes an article. I wonder if it's going to be biased. And I literally mean that. Isn't Joe Rogan like, don't you get more readers and viewers than all the news media outlets combined? What do you care? Won't your audience go with you? I don't pay attention to the detail. I really don't. But yeah, I screwed up. I shouldn't have said that. Or I was talking about it academically, whichever one it was. I truly don't know. And then if they say, oh, what do you think about this or that? Like, I don't know. I'm going on my show. Tune in. Same bad time, same bad channel. Literally, the answer should be, I don't care what the media says. It's the media. It's a bunch of dumbass journalism majors. They haven't been relevant since forever. Oh, is this the clickbaity topic today? Is this what the world is being told to get sand in their hoo-ha about now? What's it going to be tomorrow? No, I just want to know, what will it be tomorrow? That's how I would view it. I'm like, you're don't talk to me, you journalists. Just get out of here, go away. And then I'd go on my merry way and do my show. That's just me. But for those of you who like tuning into the new content creators, because I totally underestimated how big this market was. I wasn't thinking. I did this more for fun as an extension of the blog. Surprised I even got the readership I did on the blog. I think everyone who did the social media thing kind of was in the same boat. It was a hobby. It was fun. We liked doing it. A lot of people did it for therapy. It was cathartic. And it went, well, little did we realize that a perfect storm would form because Hollywood ain't making anything good. The media lies that tell you everything's bad and the sky is falling. We're all going to die tomorrow. And then you have the disease and everyone has to lock down. All of a sudden, we're the number one form of entertainment. Like, what? Huh? Us? What do you mean? What do you mean I have a small city following me? Are you kidding me? I'm just a schmuck with a hat. and I'll never get it. But the day is coming, especially, and I hate to sound so simple about it, but your content creators that you probably like them because they're not boring. They're not milky toast. They're not sanitized. They're not rated G. And generally, you can assume people on the right are going to get a bias discrimination against them. But people on the left too, if you're too extreme, you'll get knocked out. And I'm kind of like, and if you don't believe me, if you think like, no, the big tech's doing it just fine, they got to balance it out. They got rid of the dislike button. You think I'm not aware about the realities, about how sensitive and fragile the big tech is? How we mustn't upset the advertisers. I get your financial incentive. But there's also a political bias, generally on people on the right. And so whether or not, well, whether it's you like content creators because they're edgy, like I'll give you a perfect example. One guy I really like tuning into, one of my favorite podcasts is Turd Flinging Monkey. But I disagree with him the most on many key things. But I like disagreeing. I like to hear things from people, and then he's right on some other things. Well, what I would agree with him on opinion. We can't have that. We can't have that level. I like to see his rationalization for something I adamantly disagree with. And there it is. There's the right. I'm like, okay, that's impressive. It's intellectually stimulating. So whether it's too edgy, because it's too extreme, it's beyond the pale. For not just YouTube advertising, you don't have to have it monetized, but YouTube will just not have you on, right? Or if it's too right-leaning, or in the case I'd argue with Joe Rogan, he got too big. He said the politically incorrect thing, and we had to take him down. And so now someone went digging up in the past and found something. Oh, we got him. Now we can cancel him. We got the cancel card. We got him. Wherever it is. But more generally so because my audience leans to the right, or libertarian at least. Don't expect us to be here. At any point in time, they can pull the plug. Red pill, libertarian, conservative, whatever, or just something edgy or extreme. They can pull the plug, and here's why. Because everybody has a skeleton in their closet. Everybody has multiple skeletons in their closets. No one bats a thousand. No one. And I've always talked about this with the electorate as it pertains to voting, not popularity. Everyone wants the lying saint. No one wants the truthful sinner. Because in order to run for any kind of public office, or I guess in this case being a public figure, you must be a saint. You must be Barack Obama. God, and that guy was so Dullsville. I don't think he did screw. I don't think that guy had a skeleton in his closet. Yeah, just one of the most boring men on the face. Not a single thing of vice. Makes a great father. I'll grant him that. But my God, no, I don't care to talk to you, Barry. Let me guess, more of other people's money. How is your grandma's money, by the way? Okay, you go be president now. That's what is going to be required in the long run to be any sort of, certainly politician, but public figure, especially on mainstream platforms. That could be YouTube in the future. Maybe YouTube gets dethroned or debunked. We had MySpace and it's Facebook. Looks like Facebook is even going away. Nice job with that metaverse. Holy crap, I could program better graphics. That's if you could find the darn thing. I don't think anyone's discovered, metaverse, population 0. Maybe a few nerds. But anyone who you like on the righter leaning side, whether that be authoritarian, more the religious right, or libertarian, more of us cool guys, like, yeah, man, leave everyone alone. Whoa, what radicalism! If you get big enough, people are going to dig into your past and they will find something. And they'll say, look what that guy did or that girl said 20 odd years ago. You kind of saw it with Kavanaugh. Like, how far did they go back for that? 36 years? And it's dubious if it ever happened. This is where an argument for alternative platforms will come in. This is where I would argue the real lesson to learn is that if you're Joe Rogan, don't care. Apologize. Yeah, dude, sorry, I screwed that one up. Move on. Don't do a mea culpa. If you didn't do anything wrong, like you were talking about the N-word academically and how you shouldn't use it, say, no, I'm not apologizing. I told you, get out of here. All right. And then carry your audience with you. Yes, certainly there'll be new people there's always someone in the wings waiting to replace you on the YouTubes. But they're not going to be the original and they're not going to be as good. Maybe they get better over time, certainly. But what's going to happen to them? As that Overton's window of censorship moves to soon you're not going to be able to be anything but a Democrat. And then you're going to have to be really left leaning. You can't be center left. You can't be a union Democrat. Why, they advocate work. We need UBI. How dare you advocate we work? It'll happen. Don't worry, it'll happen. But in the meantime, for those of you who are content creators, you got a nice little following, or in Rogan's case, a huge following. You're the guy. And unless Epstein, little kids, all right, fine, you probably deserve to lose your audience. But you used a slur however many years ago. You cut a bad joke. You want to know who the real Nazis are? It's the people hunting down Joe Rogan. That's who it is. Because we're all going to end up in the concentration camps if we need to be the perfect saint. And no one is that. But for now, you can expect at least an attack where people are going to go into people's past, going to find out whatever, a tweeting post or a Facebook. Even before that, at prom, Frank squeezed my buttocks. And even though I was his prom for date for 1998 or whatever, he shouldn't have done that, and Bob's trying to run for dog catcher at the city council or whatever. Expect it. That's what's going to happen. I would ask that you kind of have a slightly more realistic, I don't want to say mature could be, but I'm going to say realistic. People screwed up in the past. He without the first sin cast the first. No, he without sin cast. I was going to say he without the first stone cast sin. He without sin cast the first stone. Because this is why I don't even pay attention to the news anymore. You log out of your Yahoo email account. I know I'm a boomer. Oh my God, the crap. The absolute drama and crap. And this is about national figures. Honestly, maybe y'all should not turn into the news. I'm I'm going to go over here on this platform because this platform doesn't want me anymore. Or, maybe I should do a PR company. Tell them to F off. Don't do interviews. Did you do it? Yes, you admit it. Well, heck, what was it? The Jack Murphy debacle. You'd probably have a little bit more understanding where people yeah, okay, he can do that. Most people on the right are not authoritarian rights. They're libertarian rights, or right-leaning, or rightists. You have your rights. Well, you could do that. I'm not going to watch your porn there, Jack, but you can do it. But when you came out slinging and being mean to everybody, that, maybe all ought to learn a little bit of a lesson. I think Ryan Stone had something like the deer, deny, evade, excuse, retreat, or something like, no, you just, I did that. I screwed up. Sorry, I'm terribly sorry. But then after that, really, you're going to make this much out of it? Oh, and then you could go on the offensive. Oh, slow news day, Miss Nobody with her, journalism degree from Brown. What is that like? You got a parasite. You're all essentially the paparazzi. What's that like? Is it really that slow of a day? Ukraine might be invaded. Is that an issue? There actually is poverty overseas. There actually are slave markets overseas. You going to recover that? Oh no, because 10 years ago I let a foul word slip at a party. That's really important. And I think doing that, heck, Fresh and Fit, when things got controversial, they stood the ground and just made more money. Not that's about money, but man, tell these people to F off. And then for those of you, just so you know, anyone, you're going to get big enough. I remember that guy in 2003. I remember that girl. Well, I don't know. Can girls get canceled? Is that possible? Whoopi Goldberg got caught doing so. See, I don't even know what Whoopi Goldberg did. Something racial. And then Disney wrote a letter. And do I care? I mean, I'm just not going to go watch Whoopi Goldberg movies. But Whoopi Goldberg can do what she wants. Yeah, who's the real freedom lover now? All right, that's it. Nothing else. What's wrong with this mic? It's a great mic. See you guys later. Toodles.